That's what I'm looking forward to the most. This is the best part. And I pretty much won, ladies and gentlemen, now. Rusinski tried to assassinate me by taking away from me 2004, 2005, and 2006. This was the idea, to assassinate me through depriving me, through discouraging me, through brutality, basically. Discouraging me. You have no idea what they have done on the other part of the town. What kind of stuff. There's a whole chain of stores that were built in 2000 and were already open in 2005. And basically I would not identify properly, not even one. I would go and ask for, I don't know, 2010, stuff like this, because you have no idea the stuff they have done to me. It was brutal, beyond brutal it was, the whole thing. Actually, I think I would ask him for 2008, which was good, but far stupid, horrific. And it, as a result, have tremendously demoralized me. I have completely lost myself because of the stuff like this, because of the Ruskis, what they have done here. And what I did at this occasion, I have proven to the world, not only to myself, that I was here. Not proven to myself, but give myself, you know, credibility, courage to go on with it. Now, you don't know what this is. You have no idea when you read my blog about it, when I was writing down, that asking here at age 47 in a foreign country, which language you don't even speak, basically on the streets for the sanity, begging for the sanity. Russia have never ever fallen down as much as it have fallen under the Vladimir Putin. This is the country that is like the reputation, whoever wants to deal with the Russia, whoever wants to do business with the Russia like as it is right now, is not worth it really a pity either. Is pathetic. You have to be pathetic to do any kind of business with a country like this, because it's inhumane to support a system like this. I don't mind the people, I don't mind at all, but to support a shitbag like this that sits in the Kremlin over there, this is a crime against, I'm not going to say humanity, against the sanity, against everything. Against the own people, whatever you are, that's, if you're doing this kind of stuff, you are more than a gangster, you're more than a thug. Because it goes beyond that. You don't know what it took for me to gather myself and do what you are witnessing right now. But I can tell you it passed at least, I'm gonna say like 2 weeks. So I recuperated myself from bullshit that Russians have done to me on one part of the town. When I should have done the same thing and I couldn't because the stuff I'm talking about to you. Okay, finally gathered myself together enough to go and do something like this. It was not easy. Yes, 2003, 2004, 2005, 100% correct, and this is going to be the 21st now.
Vi byli tu przed tym sklepem, to jest tak król. Król jest tylko jeden. I byli przed nimi, wobec, before. Ile lat macie byli tu? Tak. No.
Boom. For this one, since that one opened in 2008, Krul is только jedan, King is only one. Oh boy. For that store, Krul is только jedan, King is only one. I was actually brainwashed that the store is gonna be eventually named by King is only one because of me. That much about the stuff that I have told you about that Kaczynski had an idea that he would turn Poland into a kingdom. How much that is true? That's not true at all. It's not truth at all. If something like this was to take place, number one, I would be a figurant. I would be nothing more than a dummy, an idiot, somebody you can manipulate. You can do with whatever you want to do, because in the first place, I would get myself so much in trouble you have no idea. I'm going to release another video. You don't know that Donald Trump actually believed that the MKUltra procedure, he claimed this all along, that if I'm not going to review everything, the whole thing, that I will be held even liable. In other words, about the airplane, in 2010 in Smolensk and stuff like this, if I would not release all the information I know about, that I would be even held liable for it. I would be held liable for that stuff. Donald Trump came up with the idea that if you are subjected to MKUltra, your testimony is just as important, just as credible. You can be held just as liable for the crime and so on, as if it would happen to you under normal circumstances. I think this is completely nuts, insane, crazy. I don't know how the victim could be held liable, and people that politicians that know all about it would not be held liable. About the Smolensk accident, I can only tell you that American government knew about the emails and stuff like this. American government have identified the day before the Smolensk accident took place, terrorist attack, basically the bomb was on the plane, took place. American government knew about certain emails. I understand there were certain emails that were sent within the system itself. Kaczynski is associates that were targeted were a specific group of the people whom he wanted to get rid of it, basically. And it was done in such a way that I am not gonna forget. There was some kind of a specific email that was sent to have a nice trip to hurry, something like this. It was something, it's got something to do with it, but I don't remember everything. I can't remember everything. The Polish intelligence demanded for me to go and release the whole thing. They demanded for me to release about the Smolensk, that I will have to do this stuff, that I will have to tell about, because all through this is the only thing I can tell you about. That's all I know. I don't know what they plot, what stuff they went on, and this and that. The only stuff that I know is the stuff that I told you about. This is the stuff that I know. It's all I know is whatever I have posted on the blog, and the rest of it I didn't have to do much because Kaczynski alone have done to himself, since he did not investigate for entire 10 years. He did not investigate. 9 years he did not investigate. They declined to investigate the plane crashes. This is basically crazy, because reconstruction of plane accidents is done almost the next day, and the investigations follow the same day. They start to investigate what happened. Now, Poland declined to do this for the entire 9 years, and so 23 stores identified 100%. And let's continue. I am now at a bakery, and that's a bad news for me. Bad news, well, you know, what exactly could possibly bad news be? It's not bad news, it's a good news. Big mistake for the Russians too.
Był tu 2006 roku. Był. Po polsku dziękuję. Już bardzo dziękujemy. A jeszcze jedna rzecz.
By the way, both ladies, yes, I asked.
Pani, co była tu.
Yes, the older one.
Pracujecie, że...
You and the lady that was here before, the older lady. You already are working from beginning here. That's it. Next one, beautiful. So, 23rd store identified with employees. That's very nice. Now I had across the street. Now I had across the street, that's a bakery shop. Russians have orchestrated a super brainwash of this one here. But there also was a mistake they have done, because in 2017 Americans were present as well. The construction went on of this intersection too, and so what happens was this store underwent complete remodeling, and the first thing that happened was, for the first few times I came in the store with Americans when the store was open. This remodelation was taking place, and in 2017, where I was here, we stayed here for quite some time, long enough for me to get an impression about how the construction was done, or remodeling of the store itself. The remodeling of the store itself was done in such a way that the first thing that was done was the front of the bakery, where is served, was completed. After that stuff was completed, also the entry to the store, like a little area where you can sit and eat your biscuit, whatever, was also remodeled. And a Russian brainwash, therefore, that this store was open already in, I don't know, 2005, 2004, whatever, have fallen apart with that, because I have recognized how the store was remodeled. Therefore, you can do the stuff like this, you can confuse person and all kinds of stuff like this, but if the person can at least remember strong detail like this, again, the brainwash falls apart. Folks, stuff that you want to call as neutral are actually victories, because again, I proved through some other issues that I was there. As a matter of fact, not that only I was there, but that a brainwash took place, and despite the brainwash, I have managed to store some kind of details that, despite everything, give me the credibility, in fact, which people confirm. So I don't see this not even as a neutral points. I don't know, these 5, 6 situations that I have experienced. I don't see this as neutral. I see this actually as situations within which I was powerful enough to overcome them with one way or the other facts that give me a credibility, that at least something I can use to prove that there was a severe brainwash that took place, the setup basically, which is maybe more important than identifying stores in this case, under this type of circumstances. It's just as important. So I would not even call this as neutrals. Okay, so far 24 stores identify 100%. Let's continue. 23, I think 23. Dzień dobry. Super difficult situation about which I'm completely unsure. This is already the store I already have taken before 2 hours to think about. I don't see one in the memory any place, anywhere in the memory. I don't see one anywhere. However, I have evaluated one only from the outside. Now I'm actually inside. Now I see this yellow thing that you are about to see. I see the chair. And I get the Russian brainwash in front of me. I remember how the store was, what I was told was remodeled. In reality, this was not remodeled. It was how the store was, in fact, created. First thing they created is the sales area where the goodies are sold. Then they have created like a little entry to the store, a waiting area where you sit and you consume your whatever. Let's continue. Ja bym chciał zapytać jedną rzecz. Ta wasza moment jest specjalny, tam pochodzimy z kodem, I tell her blah 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 blah, and I want to ask her a question, please. Ja wiem, to pierwszy etap od 2003. I tam chciałbym zapytać jedną rzecz, proszę. Wasza piekarnika, tak. Jest tak, jeżeli pamiętam to dobrze. It's like this, if I remember this correctly with your store. Will you have your seats, hotels, where the yellow color is? I go 2000, but I don't say anything. This was the last thing that it was done here. Basically, I'm suggesting about this hotels and this seats and this yellow coloring that is over there. You're about to see. This was the last thing that was done here. In my head, in my perception, is that the store itself is an old store, but the last thing that was done was the yellow thing that is over there, that is this hotels. Now, how the hell the Russians have done this? In the next street there is another Zgierz. that is positioned in the same way as this one. And what they would do is they would mix my memories with that Zgierz and this Zgierz. Now you have a problem. The other one I have identified all the way to 2004, something like this, 2003, whatever it was. And this one looked just the same as the other one on the inside did, as the old one did. And now you have the memories mixed with this store, which is positioned almost in the same way. The access they got from the rear, from the behind of these buildings to the both of the facilities, to the both to the both bakeries. The only thing that changed, however, was that in this store they have also where we would walk simultaneously, they would also place this photos that you are about to see, with this yellow thing that you are about to see. And you have the memory mixture now with another store and this one, and you're really in a bad situation. And Russians were doing, they did have a friend, I'm not friends, I mean people that would assist them in a crime in this area too, enough to create this cluster. But still, I recognize that the last thing, and you're talking about the front where the sales were done, was open for quite some time. For at least a month we would be coming to this front, to the store. And then they would finish this, if it was not maybe even 2 months, that front was like this, and then the rear also was added. They would also do that kind of stuff. So that was very difficult, but I did memorize this detail. And bingo, what I do is I ask her, which is not even so stupid, a remodeling of the store with this yellow seats and stuff was done sometimes in 2013, that you added the hotels and this yellow, what you're about to see. I go too far and I ask 2010. Catastrophical. But the store alone was opening, I don't know, I'm gonna go in 2005 for sure. But I'm not sure. This is what's scary about this thing is, because somehow it doesn't fit in my memory. This is what is the scariest part about this. I am not sure, I cannot find myself in this thing. I'm not even sure about this bakery shop. The only thing I know is I remember that very, very clearly, because they mixed the memories with another bakery that is right next to it, in the street parallel to this one. I explain everything at the end. And listen to me, what I'm saying to her inside of the store, that I'm confused and I am uncertain. I have to think the whole thing over, please. I will be back. This is a big-ass dilemma. From the outside, I did not recognize one. When I go inside, I remember these hotels, I remember this yellow coloring, and I'm pretty sure I have the whole thing figured out because the memory is mixed with the other bakery. But all of a sudden, I'm unsure. I'm thinking about it, and as I say, when the bakery was open, but I completely lose myself. I'm totally lost at this point. Because the memories don't reach, they don't go back. This is the bestial stuff to do, the stuff like this. And then you also have to ask yourself, what point does it make? The whole thing, 17 years that we were doing this kind of stuff. What point did it make when you do the stuff like this? This is like you go and you throw in a beautiful painting, you go and you take a mud and, I don't know, a ball of mud, and you throw it in a beautiful painting, basically. This is what the Russians did. And so if Russia can in this case be seen as anything else as primitive, and I don't Give me an argument. Explain to me how possible it can be seen other than a primitive state in this case. This is what Putin created out of Russia. This is the Russian reputation today. This is the only one that will do the stuff like this. The primitives, hooligans, crap criminals, low scumbags will do the stuff like this. No, I'm all confused. I don't know what to make out of it. I'm bitten up at this point. The lady confirms. I said the only thing that I remember is that the front was done first. And the front was done like this. I can tell you right now, we will be coming regular inside of this place for at least 1 month. Maybe even 2 months. More likely 2 months even than 1 month. Then, toward the end of our stay here in 2017 in Poland, when I was brought from the Belarus where I filed for political asylum, this is how the Belarusians have used the situation. So what I tell you that this is like a beautiful painting, and you take a ball of mud and you just, or something else that starts with an S, and you just throw it into it. That's basically what they have done to it. This is as primitive as it gets. Somebody comes to ask you for help, for political asylum, for protection, and you go and you do the stuff like this. It's only possible in the Russia. You wouldn't. This kind of stuff. You wouldn't get this. This would not happen to you in a million years in another country. Where would somebody come up with the stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen? Please. And I repeat the lady again about this thing, and she said, yes, that is correct, that is correct. She wants to help me. She wants to help me very much. Yeah, I don't understand. People wanted to help me, and they couldn't do anything in front of these people, in front of these Putin's agents. Lady doesn't want, she gets scared. She knows that I'm gonna make a mistake. She doesn't want to tell me anything. In fact, she declines. She wants to help me out, but she knows I'm gonna make a mistake. She knows what happened. You know? Everybody wants to help me. Who wants to help me? Every one of them want to help me. Even I am confused beyond believable, folks. I cannot ask. I'd rather walk out because I am bitten up at this point. Like I said, this is primitive as it gets, and I'd rather walk out and I go back and forth. I tell you what, let's go and see exactly what have I suggested her was built first and what last, okay? Because she allowed me eventually to take a photo, a little video I did, so I can demonstrate you. Okay, let's go, and I am gonna demonstrate you exactly what happened, and what lady have also confirmed me is the fact. What you see here was the front of the store. Now usually the stores, when the stores open, any kind of stores are completed, they're finished. But in this case, no. In this case, exactly what you see here was completed first. Let's go back. This is the thing that was completed already at least 1 month, if perhaps not even 2 months. I suspect this thing was completed 2 months before this thing here was completed right here. You see? You can see 2 hotels, and you see that yellow color right there, and it's a pekarenka. And this is what Ruskies did not take in account when they were trying to mix me up which they did, with another store that is parallel to this one in the same street, just a few meters really away. And both had a site that takes you to a residential area where, you know, apartamentovets like maybe, I don't know, 8-10 story tall buildings are. And so they did not take in account that I did memorize this detail, which the lady confirmed me, happily confirmed me, and that's all she could possibly do for me, because the rest of it was all messed up. I was gonna go and deduct myself a point, like I did not point it out, but you know what? I'm not gonna take 50% credit here. I'm gonna take the whole 100% credit, because this is probably the best proof, even maybe like the clearest of the clear proof, that I have the proof that I was here, that I would not know this kind of a stuff. I would not go after this kind of stuff immediately if I would not know the plot. It was a plot, it was a mess, and this is maybe worth it more than anything else in this several-hour documentary that you have seen. This is 100% hit, even that everything else is a cluster. But when you know that this store was not done at once, but the front was done first, and then this one was open, and then you have a proof. When you say that this, when you ask, like I do, I cannot decide myself, I walk again back and forth like crazy. I'm not sure what to do with this store. Then I come back and I hit with, I don't know, I ask her for 2005, whatever. Also because of another brainwash that you're about to see. This is 100% hit, ladies and gentlemen. This is a proof that beyond any doubt there was a plot. It did happen, and I know, I just happen to know what I am talking about. Let's go back. I'm gonna demonstrate you what exactly was the second thing the Russians brainwashed me with, and then go and figure out how you would not do it my way. I have no idea. Electroshocks are just stronger than, you know, that's the idea of using them.
A very important part for you to see. Like this is where the Russians had me in the side street.
I have found this detail for you, Bob, Sebastian, whatever, Bob. And so this is going to help you. So I found this especially for you, so you will remember when you come here this detail, and you will know exactly. You have to also look a little bit before you go inside. You have to take a time and so on. And so when you come here behind the store, you're going to see that this actually is a really old store. Look how it looks like on the outside. And it does look like a crap. It looks like it would be, I don't know, 50 years old bakery or something like this. You understand? And this is how you are going to remember that we were here in 2003 and 2004 and 2005 was a Russian brainwash. And eventually I went and I settled for it. And I have pointed you out both of the brainwashes the Russians have done right here. And the third one is parallel to this street, right where you see it, it starts where that building, the white one, where that one ends. There is another pekyarenka like this, another bakery shop like this one, that was the old one, 20-year-old shop. And from one shop to the other, from one shop to the other, mix the memories with that shop and this shop, but they have failed. They failed with construction of the store itself, because the front was done and then the back was done. And so this is 100% proof, another one. We're looking for the proofs, so I give myself a proof here, not against myself. 2400% identified as far as I'm concerned. And this one was not identified to the year of the construction, exactly the opposite. But the proof, my proof is so strong that any police, psychologist, psychiatry is gonna approve, is gonna say, yeah, this is definitely what I'm talking about. Any criminalist, anybody that knows about this kind of stuff is gonna confirm my claim. So yeah, I walk out of that shop confused. confused beyond believable. 23 stores identified 100%. The 24th store, this one here, I can give myself a credit, like I said. You know.
Nie jestem dobry w tym make-upie. Chciałbym zapytać jedną rzecz. Ja pomyślę, co się stało. Był jeden ze sklepów, co ja myślę, że gdzie mój mąż, I think I went sleep. Ja sobie mówię, ja myślę, że mój mąż jest spać, kiedy mi były tu. A ja myślę, że ten sklep wasz był tu tam. Ja myślę, że to było tam 2006.
No,
Był?
tak.
Był.
Od 40 lat jest.
Mama mia, dziękuję.
This is the shop, the 25th store, 100% identified. Identified thanks to the girls, because guys would definitely not take me here, but the girls were there too, and the girls would drag me in there when we would be here in Zgierz. And whether I like it or not, I was punished. This is how I saw it under MK Ultra. Punishment. This is a makeup shop. What the chances are that the guy would go, that would be exposed to MK Ultra, and he would go and identify a makeup shop? Very, very slender. Very slender, especially if you're not interested in cooperating, like I was just interested in causing people trouble and stuff like that. The chances would be, I was interested in the male things, or not interested in at all in anything, but they would not let me off the hook. And so what the chances are that you would go and identify the ladies shop? Thanks God to these ladies that tortured me over there. They would just let me stand up and watch the makeups. And especially to the owner, to the lady that I'm talking to, I think she's the owner at least. Oh, this is the same lady. This absolutely is the same lady that worked from 2006. She's the one. What the chances are, I don't know if I did ask her or not. This is give me more credit because I know her. I remember her very well. That I do remember. Oh, you see, you remember the ladies, but you don't remember the makeup shops. Okay, I'm guilty. And so what the chances are not big, but yeah, thanks God, somehow I did. And I did identify another shop, 2006, 25th shop, identified, that's nice.
Nie jestem dobry w tym make-upie. Włosy, jak nie jestem. Samochody, jako kobiety, jak wiesz. Tak, zegarki. No tak, męskie rzeczy.
No dobra,
A to
a
jest
tutaj w kosmetyku co mogę pomóc?
I tell her
to
that
sobie was chciał zapytać, znaczy co, ja bym chciał oswieżyć mało, co się zmieniło tu od dziecka. Chciałbym wiedzieć, co nowego jest, co się zmieniło. Ja, my, że tu przychodzili tam od 2003, 2004,
No to nasz świat się nie zmieni, od 40 lat jest.
tak, dwa sklepy, tak.
still the same shop,
Ale
still it's the
było
same.
mnogo rzeczy było, mnogo kwestii było. Było wszystko na tu w Zgierzu. Zgierzany. Dziękuję, bardzo dziękuję wam. Do widzenia. Dzień dobry. A panie, co to by chciał zapytać? Wasz starczy był 2003 lat,
Ja nie wiem.
Odbudowan tam od 2003.
Ja nie powiem panu, bo ja pracuję 4 lata wszystkie karencje, więc trudno mi na to pytanie odpowiedzieć.
Czyli pracę wyszło 4 lata.
Ja 4 lata tutaj.
Aha.
A tu przede mną jeszcze, tutaj 2 lata, a wcześniej był tutaj sklep, ale od kiedy był, to ja nie wiem.
Bałworskie, a co to jest Bałworskie? Tu jest piekarnia?
To jest piekarnia, tak?
Bałworskie to jest piekarnia też? Bałworskie?
Nie wiem.
Co to jest?
Mówię, ja nie pamiętam, ja nie pamiętam od kiedy tutaj ten sklep był otwarty, bo ten sklep najpierw był w tamtej części, później go przenieśli tutaj do tej części. Ale ja nie pamiętam, od którego roku on tutaj był, z tego względu, że...
Funny, she says she's here 40 years. I'm not even sure about 40 years. Whatever she's saying, this store was not open in 2006, 2005. Does not matter. She's afraid to even tell me because she doesn't want to disappoint me, and she think that it's bad. She knows I'm recording all this stuff. People eventually maybe even think that I would not go, I don't know, and release the whole tape, that I could possibly modify this, that I don't know, that would be good maybe not to just, better would be just to say I don't know, and you know, when I make a mistake. But it doesn't work like this. Who is this lady? This is yet another beautiful lady that wanted to help me out when the Russians had me over there, and got nervous when she see me, and unfortunately I go for the wrong date, I go for the wrong time, and she's nothing she can do. She feels very uncomfortable because all they want to do, these people, all they want to do is help. That's all there is to it. And this is really why I love this place very much. These people are definitely worth it, and I hope that, in fact, that I'm gonna bring what Kaczynski scared the shit out of it, out of the Poland. Kaczynski scared with his terrorism, with his 2010, he scared the best people out. And one of those people might have been eventually even Donald Trump. He might have been something that Donald Trump sensed that was scary, shitty scary, what happened in 2010, that eventually discouraged him from sending his boys to invest money in Poland. But I can tell you that people more than deserve it. And I also tell the Poland to stick together as one, and not allow that somebody is gonna come here and also condition employment to the people with, based on how they look and this and that, stuff like this. So this is a place worth it to fight for. This is a good place, a nice place, a beautiful people. And I thank her the same I thanked everybody else that was out there to help me out, because that's all the people want to do here in Zgierz, and in Lodz, and in Poland. It was the same in Zakopane and in Novi Turk and everywhere else. It's very difficult for her, you know. One way or the other, I thank her very much and I walk out. I go across the street. I'm gonna stop, pause this, because now it's raining, boy.
Ale budynki? To na pewno nie w 2013, tylko 2017 i 2018.
Wow, w 2017 to zrobiły to.
I'm not sure, because the lady said 2015, the one that works inside of the store. But across the street they're saying 2017, but it doesn't matter whether it's 2017 or 2015, and the mistake is already done.
Monopolowe z alkoholem.
Były sklep z alkoholi, a nie było piekarnek przedtem, nie było nic tak, jak piekarnicy i tak. Okej, dobrze jest.
Nothing. But I am pleased anyhow. I am pleased. This is good. This is alright. 24 stores identified. Still, this is more than good enough. 25 businesses. A lot of people identified. Details identified. more than good enough. All the way to 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, and that is the best of the best. I don't care about 2013, I don't care about 2010, I don't care about this, 2015. What I wanted is this, and I finally got it. That's the most important stuff to me. That's 25 businesses identify and 4 neutral, if you like. 100%, 25 businesses, 24, excuse me, 24, right? Or 25, 24. Let's say 24 and 4 neutral. You can't beat this.
Pierwszy raz był 1998 roku. Potem przychodzili od 2002-2003 lata tu i Zgierz. 5, 6, 2008. Ale ciężko jest. Druga rzecz jest, że też mieli przyjacieli z Rosji. Dajmy bardzo dziękujemy. Dzień dobry. Ja jestem myślę na ten wasz sklep piękny, fotograficzny.
There you go. One more shop identified all the way to 2002. 20 years you're already here, sir. It's a Photoshop. By the way, I have identified all the Photoshops in Zgierz, 100%. And this is just one of them. Others are going to follow on other audio recordings. Photoshops are very important because when they started to imitate the immigration procedure here in 2005, we would run, and I'm not going to say run, but yeah, we would run literally to Zgierz for the staff members to get their photos done. This was done like with a precision, folks, exactly the way it would look, the procedure that they would implement also here in Grotniki in the future. That's why I know so much about the Photoshops. That's why I'm gonna go also to the people, to the Photoshop owners, and I will ask them if they recognize me. I will return again, and I hope I will get this kind of confirmations from the people, that people will come forward and eventually recognize me. I recognize presence of Americans here in 2003, 2004, 2005, 2002. That's what we want. Yeah, that's 25 businesses identified. 25 businesses identified. 4 neutral. And all the way to 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. Boom, boom, that's it. Since the end of the world, from year 1946, I think, he's there in this store. Well, the store also looks like a beautiful little shop, photographic shop. And there you have it, okay? That's for me personally more than good enough. I got whatever I wanted. The toughest thing about them all was for me to get to this stage, basically. This was the toughest thing. The toughest thing, the toughest road was to get to this place, to regain enough self-confidence so I could accomplish something. You have seen I have actually done it. This was the toughest thing to do for me. And for that matter, we're gonna have to go through other audio recordings, other parts of town where the situation was very bad, in fact. Okay, not so bad, good enough for me to pass, but Um, Something like this I could only wish for. And thanks God Almighty Father up there, people of Zgierz, I got both, and I accomplished it. Okay, so that's it. 25 identified, 100% proven Russian thuggery. And again, I don't like to use this word Russian. This goes against me. This goes against the decent Russian people. Russian World War II veterans, they would not embrace thuggery like this. The hooliganism, they don't embrace. This kind of stuff nobody's sane would embrace, other than Vladimir Putin. But this is a thug that grew up over there in the streets of the St. Petersburg and proceeded with his career as a KGB and brought his filthy ways, you know, all the way to today, I guess, that he survived somehow with the stuff like this. But I don't think that the world is embracing his style, basically, this kind of a thuggery. Next thing I'm going to do a complete recap of the stores that you're going to see through the streets. I'm going to point out exactly which stores, yes, which no, and so on. 2,500% for neutral. That is very nice. Thank you very much, people of Zgierz. Just as promised throughout the video documentary, I go and I verify whatever I have promised I would go and I would verify. It's like this. Trafika, a little shop that I suggested where the tickets are sold, I hit that 100% all the way to 2003. They gave me green light. You're gonna hear in a little bit audio recording. The alcohol shop was not where they would sell food for the pets. They would sell plates, gramophone plates, VCR tapes and stuff like this. The shop, you could, under MK Ultra, as the shop was messed up shop, it was not a clean shop. The way it was done, easily you could mistaken one for a shop where they would sell food for the pets, because back in 2003, 2004, 2005, how can I say, this was just not a shop like you see today. This was not a shop that you would go inside and you would have like, that would look like a pet shop. It would be just, the stuff would be basically just thrown on the floor. Nasty, simply nasty. The wall, once they painted one, it looked like they would, okay, when I asked the lady about inside of the alcohol shop, if it's a new wall, I asked her this because it was a painted wall, because it was so nasty that once they painted the wall, you can actually see the wall. This is the type of shop we are talking about, and I also was 100% correct when I stated that the shop was already open in 2008. This alcohol shop already was open in 2008, is what I was told at the local Trafika, right across, in bakery in Zgierz, across the street, what you are about to hear. I have not made a mistake about that either. So we could say I was correct about, okay, not exactly the pet shop, but since I was not in a movie, so I was not in this kind of stuff, the store was nasty and it did look like a pet shop. Make conclusion about that yourself. Americans brought movies from the US. VCR tapes, whatever they did, and they would give them to these owners. Owners would also give them something in return. They would exchange and stuff like this and watch these movies, which I never cared about. Shop, however, I was correct about. Shop was open already in 2008, as you are about to hear. Lady tells 10, I don't know, 10, 11 years or whatever she says. So there you have another 2 credits. The hairdresser, which you have not heard yet, I have verified, was there. The hairdresser was there. Already in 2005, whatever it's gonna be. So this you got already 3 shops now, 100%. The business right next to the hairdresser, 100% hit. Just as I have suggested, was a new shop sometimes in 2015. So now you have a whole bunch of stores again, and you have another store that was, I don't know, 2015, whatever, 2017, that already closed down. 100% hit, verified by the hairdresser lady. The shop for which I have stated, however, that was where I was told that the alcohol shop by the Russians, I suggest this inside of the 2 MK Ultra original audio recording around the Zgierz police area, where I suggest that was a pet shop which have moved in 2017 from location from where the alcohol shop was to the new location over there. It's basically, it's like this. It was open in 2017, but the thing about it is that it was not a pet shop that would move from the area where the alcohol shop was, as I was brainwashed to tell this. Therefore, this was the place where they used to sell the used VCR tapes and stuff like this, gramophone plates and stuff like that. But I have made a mistake, because it was yet another brainwash, that the store already was open in 2010, this kind of a store. But according to the MK Ultra scenario, again, that I already have stated on the tape 2 of 2, at the end of the video you can hear me saying that it was open in 2017, or maybe, I don't know, I say maybe 2015, I don't know, I have to go and see that. You're gonna see all this stuff, audio recordings you're gonna hear, and you're gonna hear proofs, therefore, and you're gonna hear also videos and stuff like this, so this is gonna be all proven beyond any doubts. Therefore, there is no way stuff like this possibly you would know. How would you want to go and not mistaking the stuff like this then? Therefore, when I give the scenario that was played out to me, it becomes clear again that is yet another proof of, if you want to call this a Russian brainwash, I do not know. This did happen right in front of the police station, which is pretty damn scary. And this library here was a plot. This library here was a plot together with librarian ladies. So you're not talking about the Russians here, you're talking firmly about the Polish government, you're talking firmly about the police. Stuff like this would not go without police not noticing it. And there is a little bit more to this stuff. There is a whole more about this stuff. There is a whole more about this stuff. Let me just say like this, okay? It doesn't matter, because I can go to 2 other libraries here and I can point out who exactly were the employees in 2004 and 2005 in those 2 libraries. So it doesn't really matter what your word is against mine, what is it you say, or what you don't say. It's actually proof against your word, against your lies. This case is proven beyond any doubts as 100% MK Ultra case, my presence here is definitely, it's done. My job here, it's done. I take away this kind of words which I have mentioned throughout MK Ultra about Donald Trump, if this and that. No. I want to pursue this thing through, and I want to hold him liable, him and his children, because both Eric and Donald Jr. were here, have mistreated me badly, involved in this stuff, and these people have to be held accountable by the dead man walking, which, by the way, it really came to the point that my health is irreversibly destroyed. They have destroyed me, they have murdered me basically here in Poland. And it also takes away, therefore, this credibility I gave to the police and everything. In the following video, which is gonna be, I believe, 7 Zgierz police area, or if you want 16 MK Ultra, 16 of 20 MK Ultra in Poland, or is it 17 is gonna be, I don't know. I am gonna give all the audio recordings, everything. There was not a single mistake I have done within 30 plus stores, more than 30 stores. Exactly the opposite. I have actually managed to even prove that Russians tortured. There were scenarios, big time scenarios they have used to mislead me on everything, on absolutely everything. And they did this through the brutality, through the violence, through the electroshocks, through the threats, through the all kinds of situations they have placed me in front of the other people, and even in front of the owners. I don't care what whoever says what. You're not gonna see me going back asking anybody for anything. I am pretty much done. So look out for the last part in that case. In fact, for the end, what I do is I go even a little bit extreme here, and I find the location. I couldn't find the place. There was no way I possibly could find the place, because the place was demolished. It kind of reminds like what happened over there in Łódź, when they just moved one store and they just put the wall. And so this time what I do, I find a parking lot, and I tell exactly what was before that became a parking lot. I tell about the house, I tell about the people, I tell about what kind of business was there in 2003. I give this like a bonus here, so I disperse doubts about whether I was here or I was not here, or this thing happened or it didn't happen. Nobody needs truth from a murderer, basically on how he was tortured and killed, and he goes about likewise for the nation. Nobody deserves this. Nobody definitely deserves to look out for the proofs of his torture. 24 years of life was taken away from me in this case, while at the same time being basically murdered through directed energy weapons, just as I have explained in the video. You're not gonna see me around anymore.